Let's take a look. All right. Awesome. All right. Awesome. Awesome. I love this car. Wow. So there was a lot of work that went into this, and we overcame a lot of challenges. They pale in comparison to the challenges that stand ahead of us. And as Sanchez said, these are part of the reason why we're here. So let me walk you around the car. Let's come back here a little, buddy. So first of all, we start with our storage system. Of course, this is the two-seater model designed primarily for commuters or the second family car if you commute a lot, or perhaps millennials or someone like me. I would love to have an electric car. I just don't want to have 2 tons of machinery in my life, my private life. There's other machinery. So what we do is we look at your actual usage patterns and we say, how much storage do you need? Tap the button on the back, or if you have shopping bags, use the sensor and pop your whatever you're carrying in the boot. You'll notice this design here, other than being, in my opinion, in my very biased opinion, very pretty, there is a clear purpose behind it. Now, our process for developing this means that instead of doing it in silos, we do it in a very integrated manner. So we bring in manufacturing people, experts, our own manufacturing guys, composite guys, guys that build the molds and so forth, marketing and the product development, everybody into virtual reality and into the prototyping process so that we can build this. It turns out to look very clean, but something that is really simple to manufacture at scale, but also, of course, in the problem of battery efficiency, you need to look at 3 key variables. Obviously, weight. That is a no-brainer. If it's an electric car, thank you, Steve Wozniak, it should be light. Secondly, the drag coefficient. It needs to have a good drag coefficient, and Ulla Jansson demonstrated a little of that today. And thirdly, roll resistance. But drag coefficient is what this here is all about. We didn't even, I mean, these rims, some of the people here's favorite thing, but the rims were designed like that initially because we didn't want to continue the wagon wheel thing. We thought it's kind of time to move on from the wagon wheel thing in this car. And then along the way, we found some research that said a bunch of other car companies have already tested this, and the drag coefficient is much better. It gets you a lot more range. So we thought, great, we'll put it in the car. Makes sense. Customizable headlights. You charge in the port at the front here. That's where you're charging if you need to ever do that, and we're going to design it so that hopefully you won't. You can see 2 holes here for the cameras, or 2 glass discs. In the production model, you won't see that. This is not the production model, obviously. That's going to be unveiled at U18 next year. You should probably be there. So right, we go around the side of the car. There's a little tape here. I'm going to pull that up. You don't need to show this, buddy. Do you? Alrighty, so we're going to go take a look inside the car. Now, also on the side of the car here, we have cameras mounted, stereoscopic vision on the side, because we need to know where the other agents are. Agents is a term that comes from the robotics guys. They're cool. So quadroscopic at the front, stereo either side, and stereo at the rear. So when the vehicle knows who you are and how far you are away, there are many different ways to enter the car. But Verena gave me this smart key today, and she said I should get in the car with a smart key. Everybody here got a smart key, by the way. You got that one? It gives you €1,000 discount on the car if you convert to it. So you should come here next year. I mean, so use this to log into the car and also start it. I am going to do this one here. Alrighty. Now I'm logged in. We worked a long time on the way the door opens. There's a lot more work we have to do. But from day one, I said, this needs to be like how a MacBook opens and shuts. So a lot of time was spent on getting that. And we'll go a whole lot further, of course. We haven't covered this hinge off because we want you to see that craftsmanship. I better not sit on this. Alrighty. Oh, first of all, before I get in this car, you'll notice a really big door space here. There's a design principle in Sweden called, let me open this. Right, stay open you. There's a design principle in Sweden that roughly translates to design for everyone. The Swedes don't think that there's people with functional hindrances necessarily. They just think we haven't designed the world for everybody. So we've got to make sure it's easy. There you go. We've got to make sure it's easy for everyone to get in the car, if you're in a wheelchair or anything else. But I'm going to jump in and take a look here. Oh. Now, the first thing you'll notice is, although it seems small from the exterior, there is a lot of space in here. And if you're spending a lot of time in this machine, you need to have a space that you absolutely love to be in. You have full control over all the lights and everything, and we've designed the storage so that it fits everything you could need just right. I can put my phone on the induction charger and so forth. We've turned all the lights on now, but they'll all turn on and off and are highly customizable. Now you notice the heads-up display system here, the optics that go underneath there. We can show you some stuff, but we're not happy with where it is yet, so we're not showing you that today. Plus, we've got to save you something for U18 as well. So this is your optics environment, but here's my steering system. Now, this is not the only steering system that will be available. Of course, you can choose a normal steering system. This one is legal in terms of the regulations and is very intuitive. Don't worry about a different driver's license or something like that. And don't worry about learning how to use it. There is a joke that the guys use in the electronics team. They say, a user experience is like a joke. If you have to explain it, it's not very good. So in the design process, we involved a lot of people, really thousands of people, from small children to the commissioner from the European Union who probably hasn't driven for a long time. And we didn't tell them how to use it. We just put them in the VR and off they go. They've got to grab the system and just drive back and forth. Now, you will notice there's not a lot of buttons on the dashboard. Buttons are not good for the environment. They're pretty expensive. There's a lot of them. I made a calculation once. There's like 300 million buttons used every year in automotive manufacturing. And I think you all know that we don't even know what they all do. So with a system like this, it's a lot more flexible. I can swipe back and forth. This is a cute reference. This is not the generation that swipes, that pulls a lever to turn right. This is the generation that swipes right. Oh, sorry. Dad jokes. So if you want to turn left or right or turn the lights on or off, you just swipe right. I don't have to take my eyes off the road at any time. I can skip song, I can turn it up and turn it down. And here's the user experience. Let me swipe that one down here for a second. So you'll notice at the top here, there's a 180-degree camera that happens behind me. So I can always see what is going on behind me. You know, we still have cars with a blind spot. I don't think we need to continue having cars with a blind spot. This car has no blind spot. Now soon you'll see cameras in a lot of cars. They're coming out in all cars very soon. But in this vehicle category, we can do it right now. It actually works out cheaper and simpler in mass production. And of course, we have the cameras there already. So you can see what's going on behind you. Now I can switch through different parts. Here's my interior customization stuff. I can flip that up. I can change all the different settings and so forth to make the experience really nice. I can look at my media player. We've got some kind of, let me swipe that up further. So I've got my songs and so forth. Looks like we have some Daft Punk. Thank you, whoever put that in there. And of course you have a bunch of different videos and media player and so forth. If you haven't seen the YouTube channel that these guys have, you should watch that video. Now we're back to, looks like window control, door control. Now you can see I can handle all the seats and turn up and down the windows and the doors and battery status and all that kind of stuff. Let's handle the seats. I can preset things, climate control and so forth. A little bit of navigation. Apparently I am parked. And you can notice it's grabbing stuff out of my calendars here. I have a dinner at Rackle. Them guys are some of our investors. Thank you guys in Lund. I can press that and it navigates me straight there. Now, there's a lot of guys working on our user experience for a lot of years, but one of the things that Boo said to me, and I promised I would say it, this is going to get a whole lot better. I think it's pretty good, but we're just going to keep developing it over time. But it is, yeah, that's it. So, as you can notice here, a lot of the speakers and everything are housed behind this ring. The ring and the high shoulder line really gives you a feeling of safety because you're sitting right inside there. Oh, you pressed the door. Yeah, watch out for that door press, buddy. It's a touch sensor. So we sit inside here. You'll notice plenty of space in the room in the back. There's a USB charger. If you're sitting in the rear, you have a lot of visibility. And the first thing you'll notice when you drive this car is, other than the space, there's a huge amount of visibility. You have these great big pillars here that really make you feel safe. But there's a lot of space and visibility. And I'm not the tallest guy here. I'm all right. But I'm going to get someone taller than me. I need somebody taller.
Hey,
Sure. Where's rear sleeve? Only the engineers said they're allowed inside. Where's Johan rear sleeve? Here you go. Have a go at this guy. He's a Viking. This is a Viking. Get up here, buddy. Plus, he built it, so you should be able to jump in there.
rear seat?
No, I'm in the front. Jump in the front. There you go. You fit in there all right, buddy? How's the space above your head? You know, one of our first investors is this really, really tall, giant guy, and he said, the only reason he's British, the only reason I could afford to invest in you is because I couldn't fit in a Tesla. No shots fired. He's just a big guy. And he said, can you make sure I can fit in your car? Awesome, buddy. Jump out. Look at this guy. He's a Viking. I'm really glad I wasn't living in Sweden 1,000 years ago. This guy might have come charging through your barn door. Now I'll leave this open so you guys can take a look inside. We have a lot of people that want to see it. So let's transition quickly around the car if you can. We probably don't have time for everyone to sit in here. The ushers will help you out. Take a look. But you'll all get a chance to drive it also next year. Take a look. There you go. The 5-seater is going to have a suicide door here, what's called a suicide door. It opens out like this, similar to a BMW i3. So there you go. That's our evaluation prototype number 1. We have a lot of development work to do on this vehicle, certainly to get the product to a state where we think it's perfect, and certainly to get that into mass production in the most lean and effective manner in which we can make the price good for everybody and pass that value on to you. Of course, in the form of a decent price. I'm not going to log out of here, so please don't take it for a drive because the vehicle knows that it's still me. And that's the end of the show, I think. I'm just going to head back up here. I guess this is the last chance before we go and have a beer to really celebrate this moment. Once again, thank you, everybody. As said, incredible challenges were overcome by this team to get here, to build this vehicle and a couple of other vehicles that you're going to see soon. There's probably another one out the back there after, if you don't have time, if there's too big a crowd here, and also certainly one on VR. The challenges that lay ahead of us are incredibly important as well, incredibly large challenges, enough to make you feel sick in the stomach, and that's the kind of thing that I love, and certainly this team. So why don't we get the whole team up in here so that they can enjoy this experience as well. Come on. We're going to end the show with the team on stage so that they can have their moment. Come on here. Oh, nice. Check that out.